Welcome to this Flipdish tutorial on how to set up the T2 15-inch kiosk and card reader. So let's start with unboxing. Step 1. Inspect the box and contents for damage. Please contact the Flipdish team on help@flipdish.com if there is any damage to the device or the box after it has arrived at your location. Step 2. Each T2 kiosk should come with the following parts: a transformer, 80 mils of thermal printing paper, the correct plug for its locality, a BBPOS card reader with power cable which is inside the small box, and a mount for the card reader, and finally a T2 kiosk with Flipdish branding. A Phillips head screwdriver is required but is not provided. Remove all parts from the box and check the screen to make sure there's no damage before beginning the setup process. There should be Flipdish branded stickers on both sides of the T2 kiosk. Please escalate to the Flipdish team if this branding is not in place. As you can see on the back of the kiosk, we've included our localized customer support phone number and email address, just in case you have any issues with your kiosk. This number and email address will be different depending on the country you are in. Step 4. Remove the packaging from the power cable and transformer and connect the two together. Then connect the power cable to the appropriate port. You can see there's an arrow on the power cable showing which side should be pointing up. Then connect an Ethernet cable to the appropriate port, or if you wish to use Wi-Fi, this step can be ignored. We do, however, strongly recommend you use an Ethernet cable for improved connectivity. When the device is plugged in, please press and hold the power button to turn on the device. The screen will then power on. Press the arrow. Select your language, your country, and your time zone. Then choose a wired or Wi-Fi connection. For this demo, we're going to use a Wi-Fi connection. But if you choose a wired connection, the details will auto-populate once the cable is connected. Then enter your details and press Next. Press the Start Config button on the screen and wait for the system to download the required apps. The system will ask you to register with SunMe. Press the Skip button on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Do not input information in this field. The setup is completed. Press the Enter the System button at the center foreground of the screen. The system will then ask you to enter the printing paper. Press OK and we can complete this process later. You will know the process was successful when you see a 6-digit code on screen. Now I'm going to hand you over to our kiosk expert Rob to show you how to connect your kiosk to your store using the Flipdish portal.
After 5 to 10 minutes, once the kiosk and terminal has fully been set up, we will see that a code appears on both screens. This code is 6 digits long and needs to be input on your portal to activate the kiosk and terminal respectively. First, we need to visit portal.flipdish.com to continue. The first step is visit your account page, and then on the left-hand panel, we need to select kiosks. Once we select kiosks, we can add a new kiosk on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. We can then name the kiosk. I'm going to name it Pizza Cafe. We then select the stores we want the kiosk to be associated to. So for a single store, we just select one store. And for a multi-store kiosk, we select multiple stores. Then we enter our 6-digit PIN code, which is 987384. When I click Add Kiosk, we should see the kiosk screen connect to the store.
Okay, now let's look at attaching the mount for your card reader to your kiosk. Before we start, let's make sure we have everything we need. We should have the mount, which comes in 2 pieces, the arm and the holder. We should have 2 screws, a small black sticky pad for the back of the card reader itself, often referred to as a chipper, and the power cable for the card reader. You will also need a Phillips head screwdriver for this process. Okay, first, let's remove the back casing of the T2 kiosk to expose 2 screw holes. Use a Phillips head screwdriver and the 2 slightly larger screws to secure the arm to the kiosk. Then attach the card reader holder to the card reader arm. They should slot in together and you will hear a click when they're connected. Then attach the sticky pad to the back of the card reader and slot the card reader into the holder as you can see here. Then attach the power cable to the card reader and connect the other end into the kiosk. Okay, let's move on to the final step for connecting the card reader to the kiosk. Once the kiosk has been powered on and the card reader is connected via the charging cable, go to portal.flipdish.com to finish the process. Once you're on the Flipdish portal homepage, use the icons on the side of the page, scroll down to Sales Channels and then click Kiosks. Then select the kiosk you want to connect your card reader to. Scroll down to Connect Card Reader and click Card Reader Pairing Mode. You will then be asked to enable Bluetooth on your kiosk device. Click OK. Then move back to your Flipdish kiosk. You will be asked if you would like to connect a card reader. Click Connect Device. You may have to allow your kiosk to enable Bluetooth, but since this kiosk already has Bluetooth enabled, I won't be prompted with that. A pop-up will then appear showing you available devices. Your device serial number should start with CHB. If you're unsure if this is your device serial number, you can check the back of the card reader where it will be written. Click on the corresponding serial number. It may take up to 15 minutes for the card reader to connect. Once the card reader is connected successfully, you will see a Visa logo in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. You can also confirm it was connected successfully by returning to the Flipdish portal, where you will now see the Disconnect Card Reader button at the bottom of the page is no longer greyed out. Now let's look at how to add printing paper to the T2 kiosk. Step 1. Release the clip on the side of the kiosk, as you can see demonstrated. The front end of the kiosk will fall down. Place the roll of paper into the kiosk, as you can see demonstrated. Close the door and the printer will automatically cut the paper. Then remove the waste paper and that's it, you're good to go. Now I'm going to hand you over to our kiosk expert Rob to place a test order.
All you need to do is click Start Order and then select your items in which you want to add. Click Checkout, either choose card or at counter payment. Card payment is for the chipper itself and at counter is cash paid directly to a cashier. We click card. When we're on the final screen, we have the option to add tip, and finally we can click place order. We can see on the screen that the order is processing and we'll be asked to present our card to the chipper. Once we present the card, the payment will be taken and the order will print out of your terminal. The customer will be given their receipt and you can then accept your order by tapping the OK button. And now you're fully set up with our T2 15-inch kiosk, our chipper and our terminal.
Thanks for taking the time to learn about the T2 15-inch kiosk. If you have any further questions, contact us on help@flipdish.com or see the description below for more information.